Doctor warns, 5 reheated foods that are silently causing pancreatic cancer. Hello everyone, I am Dr. David. I have dedicated my entire career to studying geriatrics and longevity. But today, I am not here to talk about tonic medicines or flashy exercise routines. I am here to speak about a devastating truth happening right inside your own kitchen. Imagine this, you are a practical person. You cook at home, and you store leftovers in the refrigerator because you do not want to be wasteful. You think you are living scientifically and protecting your family's budget. But the truth is, every time you press the start button on your microwave to reheat those dishes, you may be unknowingly triggering a chemical process that leads directly to pancreatic cancer. Does that sound extreme, or even like scaremongering? I wish I were exaggerating. But as someone who has sat across from hundreds of patients receiving a death sentence called pancreatic cancer, and seen the regret in their eyes when they ask, "Doctor, why did nobody tell me sooner?" I can no longer remain silent for another second. I accept being criticized as a fearmonger in exchange for you changing your habits today. Before we dissect the identity of the 5 deadly foods when reheated, I want you to take an immediate action to protect yourself. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Here, my colleagues at the Alpha Artist and I will bring you the most practical medical truths for a long life. Do not let a lack of knowledge steal your precious years. Are you ready to face the truth? Leave a comment saying, "I am ready," so we can begin. Why the pancreas? Why not the stomach or the colon? In medicine, we call the pancreas the patient organ. It lies deep within the abdomen, performing 2 massive tasks, secreting digestive enzymes and regulating blood sugar. The terrifying thing is that the pancreas has no pain sensory nerves in the early stages. It does not swell, it does not turn red, and it does not send warning signals when it suffers minor damage. It silently endures the toxins from your food reheating habits for 5, 10, or 20 years. By the time you feel a sharp pain in your upper abdomen or notice yellowing of the skin, the cancer cells have usually already metastasized throughout the body. The 5-year survival rate for pancreatic cancer is under 12%. 12% is not just a number, it is a grim warning. Today, I will share 5 types of food that I am certain at least 3 of are sitting in your refrigerator right now. Food number 1, fried foods, the fuel for an inflammatory storm. Think about those crispy golden pieces of fried chicken or the spring rolls left over from last night's party. You wrap them carefully in plastic wrap and put them in the fridge. The next morning, wanting to restore the crispiness, you put them in the microwave or, even worse, you add a little fresh oil to the pan to fry them again. That is exactly when you create a chemical weapon against yourself. 1. The formation of toxic aldehydes. Common vegetable oils like sunflower oil, soybean oil, and corn oil contain many polyunsaturated fats. They are highly unstable under heat. When you heat them a second time, the oil undergoes deep oxidation, breaking chemical bonds and releasing a group of compounds called aldehydes. There are names you will never remember, such as 4-hydroxynonenal, but you need to know their impact. They are the most brutal free radicals. 2. The mechanism of DNA destruction. Imagine these free radicals as electrical sparks flying out from an out-of-control fire. They do not just float around. They strike your healthy cells directly, penetrating the cell membrane and attacking the DNA code, the original blueprint of life. When the blueprint is damaged, the cell receives the wrong instructions. It does not know when to stop and begins to multiply uncontrollably. That is how cancer starts. Your pancreas is the first organ to suffer the consequences when you absorb this reheated oil. The body will trigger a full inflammatory response to contain the damage. But if you eat reheated fried food 2 to 3 times a week, the pancreas will fall into a state of chronic inflammation. Imagine the pancreas as an engineer trying to work meticulously inside a burning building. Sooner or later, that engineer will collapse. I want you to be honest with yourselves. In the past week, how many times have you reheated fried food? Please comment that number below. I am not here to judge, I am here to help you face reality before it is too late. Food number 2, green vegetables, the hidden killer from nitrates. This is the most shocking part for health enthusiasts. Spinach, kale, cauliflower, radishes. You cook them and feel proud that you are eating healthily. But if you reheat them for lunch the next day at the office, you are ingesting a Group 1 carcinogen. Leafy greens themselves contain high levels of natural nitrates. These are good and help lower blood pressure. However, when the vegetables are cooked and left at room temperature or in the refrigerator, bacteria begin to convert nitrates into nitrites. The final blow comes during the second heating. Under the heat of a microwave, nitrites react with amino acids in the food to create nitrosamines. The World Health Organization, WHO, has classified nitrosamines as potent carcinogens. They are silent thieves that break into the cell nucleus, quietly erasing lines of code and changing indices in your DNA. The pancreas, in its role as a biochemical detoxification center, will be bathed in blood filled with these nitrosamines day after day. I know you hate to waste food, but with green vegetables, the rule is, cook only what you will eat. If there are leftovers, eat them cold. Cooked spinach served cold in a salad is very delicious and retains its nutrition. Absolutely do not apply heat a second time. Every time you press the microwave button is a time you multiply the amount of nitrosamines in that bowl of vegetables. Food number 3, leftover rice, the toxin factory, with no smell or taste. My friends, white rice is the soul of the Vietnamese meal. We often cook a large pot for the whole day or even for the whole week. But did you know that those innocent grains of rice harbor an organism called Bacillus cereus? Listen carefully to this because it will change how you view food preservation. Boiling rice at 100 degrees Celsius can kill live bacteria, but it cannot destroy their spores. These spores are like a super durable armored cocoon. They lie dormant in your bowl of hot rice, waiting. When you turn off the stove and let the rice cool down on the kitchen counter, that is when you open the door for a nightmare. At room temperature, these spores wake up, multiply at lightning speed, and begin to secrete toxins. The most common mistake is believing that simply reheating it will clean the bacteria. True, the microwave can kill the newly born bacteria, but the toxins they already produced while the rice was cooling are heat stable. Imagine it like this. Bacteria are a poison factory. Your microwave can shut down the factory, but the barrels of toxic chemicals have already been produced and are sitting ready in your bowl of rice. You eat that hot bowl of rice, and you are directly ingesting toxins into your body. Modern medicine has mapped the gut-pancreas axis. When you eat reheated leftover rice, the toxins cause chronic intestinal inflammation. The gut and the pancreas share the same blood and lymphatic systems. Inflammatory signals from the gut shoot directly to the pancreas like poisoned arrows, keeping this organ in a state of red alert. Be honest with me, how long has the bowl of rice in your refrigerator been sitting there? 1 day, 3 days, or have you forgotten it for a whole week? Do not be shy. Comment the actual number below so I can understand your level of risk. Food number 4, chicken, a bacterial incubator in thermal crevices. Chicken is an excellent source of protein for the elderly. But the way we reheat a piece of roasted chicken thigh or boiled chicken is turning it into a biological bomb. Microwaves heat by vibrating water molecules. However, chicken has a non-homogeneous structure. Some parts are fatty, some are bone, and some are thick meat. This results in the creation of cold spots. When you reheat it for 2 minutes, the outside might look seared, but inside the deepest layers of meat, the temperature is only just warm. That is a perfect incubator for Salmonella and Campylobacter, 2 leading killers in food poisoning. Poisoning is not always violent vomiting. Sometimes it is just a mild stomachache that you dismiss. But inside, the immune system is having to mobilize all its strength for a biological war. The pancreas is pulled in to produce enzymes and react to inflammatory signals. Every time you reheat incorrectly, you force your pancreas to work overtime in harsh conditions. If reheating chicken, use an oven or an air fryer at 175 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes. The heat must penetrate all the way to the bone. Food number 5. Potatoes, a double attack. Reheating potatoes, especially by frying them again to make them crispy, is a disaster for the pancreas with 2 prongs of attack at the same time. 1. Attack prong 1. The carcinogen acrylamide when cooked potatoes are cooled, their surface dries out and sugars accumulate. When you apply high heat a second time, refrying or re-roasting, the concentration of acrylamide, a group 1 carcinogen, will skyrocket, much higher than during the first cooking. You are eating a crispy, delicious piece of potato that is full of the seeds of cancer. 2. Attack prong 2, blood sugar shock and beta cell exhaustion. Cold potatoes contain resistant starch, a type of starch that is excellent for the gut and does not increase blood sugar. But as soon as you heat them up, this structure is completely broken down, turning into fast-acting sugar. Immediately, the pancreas must exhaust its beta cells to secrete a massive amount of insulin to lower blood sugar. Doing this regularly is like forcing an old car to race in F1 every day. Sooner or later, the pancreas will go on strike entirely. My friends, if you are feeling scared after hearing the above, I want you to stop for a moment. Take a deep breath. I am sharing these things not so that you fall into despair. The human body is a miracle of creation with an incredible capacity for self-healing. Your pancreas can recover, and faulty cells can be replaced if you give them a chance. The roadmap for change starting today. The one-time only rule: cook only what you will eat. If there are leftover vegetables or potatoes, eat them cold as a salad. You will be surprised by the flavor. Flash cooling. If there is leftover rice, spread it thin on a tray to cool very quickly and put it in the refrigerator within 1 hour. Do not leave it on the kitchen counter all afternoon. Respect the pancreas. Remember that your pancreas has worked without a single second of rest since the moment you were born. Give it a peaceful environment with the least inflammation and the fewest blood sugar shocks possible. This video could be a turning point for your health and that of your family. If you find value in it, do one thing right now. Think of the person you love most. It could be your elderly parents or a partner busy taking care of the home. Press the share button and send this video to them immediately. One small action can save a life. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel to join me in building a community that lives healthily and lives long. Please comment on the first food you will change the way you eat starting tonight. I am Dr. David. Thank you for listening. See you in the next video.